This is the first big space message in 50 years. Think of that, and it is an honor to be delivering it today as we gather in this special place to celebrate not only the launch of a new spacecraft, but also our nation's bold and triumphant return to the stars. It's a special day. Moments ago, the world bore witness to the flight of the first new manned U.S. spacecraft in nearly 40 years, since the Space Shuttle launched in 1981. A long time ago. This is the Vice President's cake today. The theme was Space Force, and the President had a special birthday Space Force message for Captain Mike. He tweeted, "For all the money we're spending, NASA should not be talking about going to the moon. We did that 50 years ago. They should be focused on the much bigger things we are doing, including Mars, of which the moon is a part. Defense and science." What? The moon is a part of Mars? Is that defense or science? Because I never heard. I will give $10,000 to the first reporter who gets Trump to name the planets in the solar system. You could definitely tell that weightlifting, which is not something I do all the time, has definitely changed me. My thighs are a little bit bigger, my butt is a little bit bigger. We do a lot of squats. And just to go back to the treadmill, why? It's because we're working on our bone density and our hips and our feet. So I think my body has changed a little bit, but I weigh the same. Not that they aren't all interesting tweets, but it's interesting because less than a month ago he wrote, "Under my administration, we are restoring NASA to greatness, and we are going back to the moon, then Mars." Now he says they shouldn't be talking about the moon. Maybe he wants it to be a surprise for the moon people, I don't know. But the thing I admire about Donald Trump the most is his consistency. He always doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. This afternoon, I'm delighted to be with you at Cape Canaveral, in the storied home of American daring, aspiration, and drive. Justin Trudeau is on the cover, and they called him the anti-Trump, and Trump wrote, "Looking good. Hope it's not true." Just a recap. Trump tore the cover off a magazine, wrote on it in Sharpie, and mailed it to the Prime Minister of Canada, like the Zodiac Killer or something. I am thrilled to announce that the SpaceX Dragon capsule has successfully reached low Earth orbit and that our astronauts are safe and sound. Applause! Those of us who saw the spectacular and unforgettable liftoff this afternoon watched more than an act of history. We watched an act of heroism. Every time our astronauts climb aboard a rocket, which is many, many stories of only engine and fuel and vault across the sky, they display breathtaking valor. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Tonight, we have breaking news. Donald Trump has taken on a new role, NASA's worst nightmare. That's right, folks. In a post on Truth Social, also known as Facebook for people who can't spell, Trump announced that he's asking Elon Musk and SpaceX to rescue 2 astronauts who've been stuck on the International Space Station for 7 months. That's right, Jimmy. Nobody's better at space rescues than me. I called Elon, and I said, "Elon, we gotta get our people back. NASA, total disaster. We're going to make space great again." Yes, Donald, because nothing says competence like the guy who stared directly into a solar eclipse without glasses trying to lead a space mission. Jimmy, listen. NASA's weak. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz ruined it. Obama left space in shambles. And Michelle Rigolo-Dietrich, total disgrace by the way, did nothing about it. They're spending all their time on the climate crisis hoax instead of real problems like getting our great astronauts home. Wait. So now climate change is a hoax, but being trapped in space for 7 months, that's where you draw the line? Donald, I'm pretty sure if you were an astronaut, you'd refuse to come back to Earth just to avoid your court dates. NASA is failing, Jimmy. Just like Jamie Harrison and Chris C. are failing America. It's all the Democrats' fault. You know who could have gotten those astronauts back in a week? Oh yeah, you mean the guy who needed 3 tries to find the White House light switch. Donald, you couldn't even rescue a coherent sentence during your debates, and now you think you're sending a team to space? Jimmy, I made the Space Force. Nobody talks about that. Without me, we wouldn't even have a space program. Now we have Space Force, and they're doing incredible things. Oh, Space Force, the department you created because you thought Star Wars was real. Donald, let's be honest. If you had your way, Space Force would be run by Timothy Mellon, Linda McMahon, and Kelsey Warren, and their first mission would be to put a Trump casino on the moon. That's actually a great idea, Jimmy. A lot of people are saying it. Moon golf courses, biggest, most beautiful views. We'll have Elon Musk, Diane Hendricks, and Timothy Dunn fund it. No woke NASA scientists allowed. Oh yeah, because science really seems to be your strong suit, Donald. The last time you talked about space, you asked if we could nuke hurricanes. If anyone should be sent on a one-way trip to the International Space Station, it's you. Jimmy, that's fake news. I have a great relationship with astronauts. They love me. Buzz Aldrin, he's a fan. And I bet those 2 astronauts stranded up there are watching right now thinking, wow, we need Trump back. Oh, I guarantee they're watching, Donald. Not because they miss you, but because they're stuck in space and can't change the channel. Look, Jimmy, I'm a problem solver. I get things done. Unlike Ken Martin and the radical left, I actually make things happen. We're going to send a rocket up there, bring our people back, and it's going to be a beautiful mission. Maybe we'll put my name on it, Trump won. Oh sure, and the mission patch will just be a giant gold T with the words, some people say I'm a genius, written in Comic Sans. You're just jealous, Jimmy. The American people love my leadership. That's why we need another term. Maybe I'll even be the first president to go to space. Donald, trust me. If Americans could vote to send you to space permanently, that'd be the biggest bipartisan agreement in history. We'll see, Jimmy. We'll see. Maybe one day they'll name a planet after me. Planet Trump, biggest, most successful planet ever. No windmills. Oh, trust me, Donald. If there's one place that should be named after you, it's a black hole because everything that goes near you gets sucked into disaster. If Donald Trump is in charge of space rescues, those astronauts better start building a new home up there. Donald Trump announced that he asked Elon Musk to rescue 2 stranded astronauts. Because if there's anyone who knows how to bring things back from space, it's the guy who can't even bring back his own Twitter account. Jimmy, you don't understand. Space rescues are easy, so easy. When I was president, we had perfect space missions. Best space ever. But then Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, and the woke NASA ruined it. Oh right, Kamala Harris is somehow responsible for astronauts getting stuck in space. Next, you're going to blame Michelle Rigolo-Dietrich for the ozone layer and say Obama personally placed a speed bump on the Milky Way. Jimmy, it's all connected. The climate crisis hoax is a scam. Jamie Harrison, Chris C. Ken Martin, they want to control space. They want to put solar panels on the moon. Disgraceful. Wait. So now the Democrats are taking over the moon? Donald, you think NASA is some secret liberal plot? If Donald Trump is running the space program, those astronauts might want to start learning how to grow their own food up there.